Hurricane Dennis sets its sights on the Gulf Coast. We're tracking the storm with live reports from the field and in-depth expert analysis throughout the night. Dennis coverage continues right here on the Weather Channel, so stay tuned as we keep you ahead of the storm. Stay tuned. Hurricane Dennis coverage continues. Right now, here's your local on the 8s.
Good morning. We're in storm alert mode here at the Weather Channel. Keith Westerlage along with Jenna Smith watching Category 4 Hurricane Dennis. It has really changed throughout the day, in this evening, and this morning.
It looks like it's going to be a powerful hurricane, and a lot of folks are already out of its way, but as we go through the evening hours into early Sunday morning, we're finding out the main word in the Florida Panhandle is get up and get out. In fact, right now we're going to hear from WXJT's Adam Landau about how people are preparing for the storm.
At Pensacola Beach, police mean business. With the area now under a curfew, they're making sure the last of the surfers are out of the water. The time for boarding up is over. Dennis is now just hours away.
All you can do is prepare for the worst, you know, and hope it comes out all right.
Here on the beach, Ivan did a number on these homes, forcing people out and into trailers like this while they fixed up their home. Well, now they can't even live here.
Where we're standing was my FEMA trailer that I've been in since December, and so we got it pulled out of here last night. And
Robert Gray's house is still a work in progress. He's hoping this time his house will be spared, but he's not counting on it.
my house is still completely unfinished on the inside, and so we just got our roof put on this week, and here we go again.
Right now, people are packing the emergency shelters. This one at the Civic Center downtown will be maxed out soon.
We have a capacity of up to 2,600 people, but that doesn't mean I'm going to turn anybody away and keep them from safety.
Those with the Red Cross say these empty streets and closed businesses mean people have learned the lesson of Ivan. But still, not everyone is leaving.
I just decided to ride the storm out, you know, and, you know, just be calm and cool.
You worried at all?
No, not really. Not really. I'm not worried. I don't know what will happen when the storm approaches, you know.
Right now, all 9 area emergency shelters are open and hotels are booked for more than 100 miles away. Emergency officials say they're ready for the worst and they're expecting it. In Pensacola, I'm Adam Landau for the Weather Channel.
Thanks, Adam. And tomorrow morning, as the day starts, we will continue to see heavy rain, squalls coming in. So if you wanted to wait until Sunday morning to do all your work to get out of harm's way, It's not going to be the best of days here. Look at this, all the way from Gulfport, Biloxi, stretching across Interstate 10, even northward. Quite a bit of rain, heavy rain at that. I mean, just a short period of time, you can have 1, 2, 3 inches of rainfall. And for Florida, you're still going to see that squally weather here all the way through the central part of the state, the western, and even down as far south as Miami. Texas, a few scattered showers and some thunderstorms. And then as we move from Sunday into Monday, notice that we don't see much of a change. The hurricane's going to be coming inland, and then it's going to start to slow down. And all that tropical moisture is just going to dump heavy amounts of rain. Depending upon the exact location of where it comes in, depends upon where the band of heaviest rain is going to be, but we expect it to be in this general area. As you head farther on toward the east, the rain will be a little bit more scattered. Charlotte, down through Charleston, and Texas, where you really could use some rain. We've had just a little bit of rain around the Houston, Galveston area. There's still a slight chance of some rain on Tuesday, but otherwise it's generally going to be very quiet there from Dallas, stretching on north. And here it is, the dark green showing us where the best chances of finding what's left of Hurricane Dennis on Tuesday. As you can see, not moving very far as it comes inland and then moves on toward the north. What about some of the impacts specifically as the hurricane comes in? There are going to be impacts inland from Memphis to Birmingham. Heavy rain primarily on Monday in the Memphis area, local flooding possible. In Birmingham, heavy rain Sunday and overnight. Strong gusty winds, chance of isolated tornadoes, and some flooding is possible. So keep that in mind in Birmingham, in Memphis. Montgomery and Atlanta, what can we expect as it moves inland? Well, showers, thunderstorms Sunday and Monday, chance of some tornadoes and flooding possible in the Atlanta area. Heavy rain in Montgomery. Strong gusty winds as that system will still have some momentum, and there will be gusty winds as we move inland. So that's kind of a recap of the southeast over the next few days. The northeast tomorrow, a hot one. Very warm as we head through New York City, 91 degrees. Philadelphia, 92. Pittsburgh, almost 90 degrees. So some hot weather to be sure, but the hottest part of the country so far, at least the last couple of days, in the Plain States. Lots of 90s, 92 in Chicago, Des Moines 92 on Sunday. As we head through the next few days, notice some cooler air, but mainly it's because of clouds coming up from St. Louis south. And then we will see some cooler air slipping in from the northern plains southward. Rapid City 92 degrees, whereas on Saturday we were 106. So still hot, but not quite as hot as we saw. Denver, still typical summertime weather, hot, 93 degrees for your afternoon high as we head toward Tuesday. The southwest still baking. Do see a few showers and thunderstorms here in the mountains, and in the northwest we'll see more rain scattered, especially in the afternoon, with temperatures in the 70s to 80s and quite a bit warmer as we head farther on toward the south. Phoenix, 111 degrees, so summertime still sizzling in that part of the country.
Well, while they continue to be quite hot in the west and in the northern tier states, we'll be dealing with Dennis. It looks like it's going to be several days of this.
Absolutely, and we'll have a look at that weekly planner coming up in just a couple seconds, so stay tuned.
First, let's check out your local forecast.
Getting a mortgage is a big deal. So is being treated fairly. That's why eLoan has no lender fees, has fought for the strictest privacy laws in the industry, and treats you with respect. Check out our current monthly mortgage options. Those are just some of the revolutionary ways we're changing the lending industry. eLoan, radically simple.
Hurricane Dennis sets its sights on the Gulf Coast. How will it affect your weekend plans? We're tracking the storm with live reports from the field.
Once those winds hit sustained 50 miles an hour, that's it. Bridges get closed down. Nobody gets to cross.
And in-depth expert analysis throughout the night. Plus, find travel delays, see projected paths, continually updated maps, and additional on-location footage at weather.com. Dennis coverage continues right here on the Weather Channel. So stay tuned as we keep you ahead of the storm.
Chili Palmer is a man you don't mess with. From the author and producers of Get Shorty.
Who are all these people trying to kill you?
I'm in the music business now. It could be anybody. Linda's quit.
Who are you supposed to be?
I'm Linda's new manager.
Be cool.
Be cool.
I am cool.
Everyone is looking.
We can get into some gangsters.
For the next big hit.
It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time.
You're either a pimp or a limo driver.
Be cool.
Jerry Springer Uncensored.
Undressed and Unleashed.
4.
Angry Springer action.
Fight, fight, fight.
And Sexy women who'll turn up the heat.
And keep you coming back for more.
But the clown stopped the show.
Stop, 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 stop. This is too much. You can't do this, all right?
Undressed and Unleashed 4.
Uncensored fun to make you stand up and cheer. Now playing on pay-per-view.
Stay tuned. Hurricane Dennis coverage continues. Right now, here's your local on the 8s.
Hurricane Dennis continues to be the main topic here at the Weather Channel, and I don't think it's just going to be for today either.
No, we've been tracking it for the last 5 days from the eastern Caribbean Sea. Yesterday slammed into Cuba with highest sustained winds at 150 miles per hour. They're back up to Category 4 strength, and we're going to follow it for the next 7 days.
And it's going to make quite an impact in the southeast United States. Let's go ahead and look at the details. As we find out today, our forecast for Sunday will include making landfall in the northern Gulf of Mexico. Where exactly? Not pinpointed yet, but I'll tell you what, anywhere in Mississippi, Alabama, all the way into the northwest Florida Panhandle, be on your guard as powerful Hurricane Dennis will have a major impact. First of all, the storm surge as it makes land, very heavy rainfall preceding the storm, in addition to very gusty winds. Now, the core of strongest winds will be felt probably for about a 90-mile swath as it comes on board, but still tropical storm force winds will be felt all across much of Georgia, much of northern Florida, Alabama, and Georgia. Rain and wind will be the big story for today in the southeast. A few isolated thunderstorms in western Texas, and an expansive area of rain from the northwest all the way into North Dakota. Now, as we track through the week, we're going to monitor by that time, the remnants of Dennis as it comes on in will have a major impact with the potential of flooding. A lot of folks were flooded problems associated with Cindy. Now you're going to have to face that with Dennis, as some of the rivers are just now returning to their banks. Anywhere in the river basin in Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, be prepared. If you had your home or business that was flooded out with Cindy, it's a good likelihood Dennis will have the same impact, maybe just a little bit farther west in this last storm track. A few scattered thunderstorms on Monday in the northern plains. If you're planning on doing some outdoor activities in Texas, it's going to be hot and dry all the way back out into the California coastline, and much of the northeastern seaboard will be warm and dry as well. Look at the expansive area of rain as Dennis continues to weaken but expand that moisture all the way up into Illinois, the Ohio Valley, back out around Kansas City. More scattered rain you really don't get a chance to dry out even in through Tuesday and Wednesday in the southeast as the remnant rain continues to come down in places like Atlanta, Charlotte, Louisville, Nashville, all the way back out through St. Louis. If you have outdoor plans, though, in the western half of the country, you're not disturbed by the thunderstorms. No, a lot of sunshine and a lot of heat building on up. It promises to find temperatures cresting on out to their typical July standards in that neck of the woods. Even the sunny conditions continuing in the midsection of the country. This will mark us into Thursday. Lots of sunshine. Great to be out and about, hiking, camping, whatever you may have plans for. It looks like it'll be pretty good. Dry but warm. Keep that in mind, even throughout much of Texas, as the moisture from Dennis will continue to be a problem with potential flooding. Look at this. This is like day 4 of the rain across Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia as a front dribbles on down, kind of accenting that moisture left over from Dennis in all the way into areas of Pennsylvania. Not a lot of change. Even as we track into Friday and Saturday, we're going to find the front drifting right in here. Behind it, sunny skies, only a few isolated thunderstorms in the Rockies and northern plains, but abundant sunshine. A dry week, a great week for outdoor activities in the western states. Just be careful with those campfires. Meanwhile, very soggy conditions continue. Oh boy, there's going to be flooding to start out with, and then the rain doesn't taper off for several days in the southeast and even into next Saturday. We're talking about more scattered showers and thunderstorms, places like Atlanta, Birmingham, Memphis, all the way up into Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. How about the numbers? They show the heat building up in the midsection of the country. Talked about abundant sunshine. Look at all the heat, too. Triple digits southwest. They're going to be cooking in places like Phoenix, Las Vegas. You're going to hit the links. You better do it very late or very early. 90s again in the midsection of the country. A little bit cooler with the cloud cover associated with Dennis. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s with the steady, heavy rains. Meanwhile, apart from that, we have very sizzling 90s, even by Wednesday, surging on up in the midsection of the country. Triple digits. Look at this. Building up all the way back into southern Nevada, even popping on up into Idaho, the central valleys of California. Brace yourself for a lot of heat, a lot of dry weather in the western tier of states. Meanwhile, the soggy scenario will continue for the southeast with a little bit cooler temperatures.
We'll have more coming up on the latest of Hurricane Dennis. Stay with us.
Free? You're giving it away free.
Hi, I'm Rob Graham, the president of Vital Basics, and I want to give you a bottle of Focus Factor, one of our best-selling supplements, absolutely free. Why would we give away a free bottle of Focus Factor? Because we know that if you try it, you'll buy it. Focus Factor contains nutrients that work with your natural brain chemistry to support focus, concentration, and memory.
Focus Factor is now available at CVS Pharmacy and Walgreens, but if you call now, you can try it free.
Simply call the number on the bottom of your screen, and we'll send you a full-size bottle of Focus Factor, a $75 value, absolutely free. You simply provide $4.95 to help cover the cost of shipping.
They let you try it free? It must be good.
You know, I've been taking Focus Factor since we introduced it over 2.5 years ago, and I wouldn't work a day without it.
Buy it at CVS Pharmacy and Walgreens, or call now and try it free. Call 1-800-307-0993.
The professional power DR Chipper is now on sale. The DR Chipper devours brush, branches, even tree limbs up to 4.5 inches thick, and produces beautiful wood chip mulch that's perfect for landscaping. So call 1-800-205-9292 to learn how you can try a DR Chipper for 6 months risk-free. There's no obligation, so call today. 1-800-205-9292. Online at drchipper.com. We're so sure you'll love the DR Field and Brush Mower. We'll send you one to try out on your property for 6 months risk-free. If you don't agree that the DR is the easiest handling, hardest working field mower you've ever used, we'll take it back and we'll even pay for shipping both ways. Try out a DR Field and Brush Mower for 6 months risk-free. Call 1-800-351-9797 for further details or visit us online at drfieldbrush.com.
Hurricane Dennis sets its sights on the Gulf Coast. We're tracking the storm with live reports from the field and in-depth expert analysis throughout the night. Dennis coverage continues right here on the Weather Channel, so stay tuned as we keep you ahead of the storm. Stay tuned. Hurricane Dennis coverage continues. Right now, here's your local on the 8s.
From the Weather Channel, it's Overnight Outlook.
We continue to be in storm alert mode here at the Weather Channel as Hurricane Dennis continues to bear down on the Gulf of Mexico, and the northern Gulf looks like it's going to be in real big trouble as we head later on into the day. I'm Dennis Smith.
And I'm meteorologist Keith Westerlage. We've been tracking Hurricane Dennis all day today. Earlier in the morning, actually, it was just a Category 1 hurricane, now strengthening to a Category 4 hurricane.
And it means trouble, especially in areas along the northern Gulf of Mexico. Even around Destin, Florida, they were stocking up for Hurricane Dennis, which meant getting a full face, maybe even a car full of wind-driven rain in the Destin area. Squalls ahead of Hurricane Dennis are moving through that area even as we speak. More heavy rain and gusty winds are expected right on through today. And in fact, it looks like Destin all the way through Pensacola to Mobile will be impacted by this storm. Now let's focus in on what's going on. The latest with Dennis. Here's Keith.
And we will see that picture over and over tonight and tomorrow with squalls continuing to come in. So here's the very latest on Hurricane Dennis. Here's the west coast of Florida from Tampa down through Fort Myers and Naples. Looking to the west, not quite due west of Tampa, but that's where the eye of the hurricane is, right here. And then notice the purple colors around that. That's the CDO, as we call it, the central dense overcast. The eye of the hurricane has been moving to the northwest. That motion is expected to continue. It's about 10 miles wide. And then the strongest winds are 40 miles either side of that. So the whole worst part of the hurricane is about 90 miles wide, and that's expected to continue as it moves in that northwesterly direction. As mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, started something we were watching actually all the way across the Atlantic, but it developed into a tropical depression about 5 days ago here in the southeastern Caribbean Sea, moved west-northwest, then turned up toward Jamaica and just moved to the north side of that island, which was great news, but that did allow it to strengthen even stronger to about a Category 4 hurricane, 150-mile-per-hour winds as it slammed into Cuba, weakened significantly as it came across, but then regained that strength. Now, the barometric pressure, which measures whether it's strong or weak, the lower the number here, 937 millibars, the lower that number, the stronger the hurricane, and this is as low as the pressure has been, though the winds not quite as strong as when it moved into Cuba. Right now, highest winds at 135 miles per hour. If you're plotting at 2 o'clock, 27.2, 85.8 degrees west. That's the 2 o'clock Eastern time advisory. That's about 210 miles south of Panama City. Keep in mind that's where the center is, but the hurricane, actually tropical storm force winds, extend much farther out than that. Let's show you what I mean by that. Again, here's looking at Florida over toward Louisiana. As we look where the eye is, that's where the spinning symbol is. We move out about 230 miles in each direction, east and west, and that's where tropical storm force winds are currently located. And then right around the center, in a much smaller area, you have hurricane force winds up to 114 miles, and the red indicates where we have winds 115 miles per hour, stronger, basically where the Category 3 winds are on the Saffir-Simpson scale. And that continues to push on toward the northwest. Needless to say, because of that, hurricane warnings are in effect here from Pearl River on toward the east. Hurricane conditions can be expected within the next 24 hours. Tomorrow, deterioration in conditions as the hurricane gets closer and closer to the coast by late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. And then elsewhere to the south of here, we have tropical storm watches and warnings currently, as you can see here, the red stretching southward, and then from 7 Mile Bridge onto the southwest, tropical storm warnings continue. A lot of squalls with this, and the latest on the radar, here's Dennis.
Keith, as we focus in on the eye of the storm as it continues to work its way north and west, accompanying the thunderstorms, the potential of tornadoes. That's why the tornado watch out in the red enclosed area covering much of Alabama, Georgia, and northern Florida. You can see the squalls of rain continue to press on northward already into southern Georgia, southern Alabama. Damaging winds, very heavy rainfall in short order, a little bit of break, and then back at it again. Another band of heavier rains beginning to move on shore around the area of Apalachicola into the Big Bend area. Then we have additional heavy rain squalls continuing all the way back to Palm Bay, Orlando. Another squall just offshore from Tampa and all the way back down into the Keys area. It looks like as Dennis continues to move northwest, we can expect more and more of this. The squalls pulling on into the northern areas of the Gulf and creating damaging winds, very heavy rainfall in short order. Let's find out where Dennis is headed. Keith, once again.
And Dennis, here's a look at the timeline as we head through the next 24 hours. Looking at the swath that is the best chance for the hurricane to make landfall. Let me step out of the way here. Saturday night, winds wave gradually increasing. Sunday conditions definitely deteriorating all the way, say, from Panama City toward Destin, and then even worse from Destin over through Pensacola, Mobile, and on toward Biloxi. Peak will be Sunday afternoon and into the evening. So here's the bottom line. Dennis is a very dangerous hurricane. You should listen to your local authorities on evacuations and where you should go. Landfall Sunday afternoon into the evening. Though impacts will not be seen just at the coast, we will see them inland, well inland, though the winds will decrease. We'll still see a lot of heavy rain, and that will last for the next several days.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be talking about this Monday and Tuesday across the southeast as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we'll have continuous updates throughout the evening, and tomorrow morning we'll have live reports from the Gulf Coast.
If you've got rough, hilly areas like this to mow, let me send you free details all about our new self-propelled DR trimmer mower. This machine has self-propelled wheels that power it up hills and over rough ground with ease.
So call 1-800-854-3993 for your free catalog and video all about the new self-propelled DR trimmer mower. Online at drtrimmers.com.
DR is professional power for homeowners.
Well, I can't walk.
I can walk, but not very far.
I can't even stand anymore.
And it gave me no freedom.
If you or a loved one suffer from limited mobility, we have incredible news. Now you may qualify for your very own new Invacare power chair or scooter at little or no cost to you. Call Mobility Products Unlimited right now to begin your free pre-qualification process. Invacare's powered mobility products are comfortable, stylish, easy to maneuver, and go anywhere.
And yes, you can get back out there too with Invacare.
So pick up the phone and call Mobility Products right now, risk-free. Their friendly specialists handle all the paperwork and make it fast and easy to begin the pre-qualification process for your very own Invacare power chair or scooter. You could get yours within just days. There's no pressure, no obligation, no cost for the call, and your satisfaction is guaranteed.
So if you're stuck at home, call 1-800-670-1469 right now. Friendly mobility specialists are standing by.
Now the Weather Channel will call, page, or email you anytime, anywhere severe weather threatens. Get notified. It delivers the urgent warnings you need, so you'll know before tornadoes and storms head your way. Get peace of mind. Sign up at weather.com/notify today.
Stay tuned. Hurricane Dennis coverage continues. Right now, here's your local on the 8s.
We continue to cover the very latest with Hurricane Dennis as it's plowing on through the northwest Gulf of Mexico. I'm meteorologist Dennis Smith.
And I'm Keith Westerlage. Indeed, along the Florida coast, people have been packing up, getting prepared, and heading inland. And indeed, today we caught up with WJXT's Adam Landau to find out what's going on there.
At Pensacola Beach, police mean business. With the area now under a curfew, they're making sure the last of the surfers are out of the water. The time for boarding up is over. Dennis is now just hours away.
All you can do is prepare for the worst, you know, and hope it comes out all right.
Here on the beach, Ivan did a number on these homes, forcing people out and into trailers like this while they fixed up their home. Well, now they can't even live here.
Where we're standing was my FEMA trailer that I've been in since December, and so we got it pulled out of here last night. And
Robert Gray's house is still a work in progress. He's hoping this time his house will be spared, but he's not counting on it.
my house is still completely unfinished on the inside, and so we just got our roof put on this week, and here we go again.
Right now, people are packing the emergency shelters. This one at the Civic Center downtown will be maxed out soon.
We have a capacity of up to 2,600 people, but that doesn't mean I'm going to turn anybody away and keep them from safety.
Those with the Red Cross say these empty streets and closed businesses mean people have learned the lesson of Ivan. But still, not everyone is leaving.
I just decided to ride the storm out, and, just be calm and cool.
You worried at all?
No, not really. Not really. I'm not worried. I don't know what will happen when the storm approaches,
Right now, all 9 area emergency shelters are open and hotels are booked for more than 100 miles away. Emergency officials say they're ready for the worst and they're expecting it. In Pensacola, I'm Adam Landau for the Weather Channel.
Thank you, Adam, for that updated report. Now, Hurricane Dennis will not just be a feature that we'll talk about on Sunday making landfall. It'll be felt for several days and cover hundreds of square miles, especially throughout the southeast, as our forecast for Sunday brings the rain all the way across Alabama, areas of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, down into Florida will continue. And in fact, there's going to be some major flooding problems with heavy rainfall even into Monday. The rain expanding on up into Tennessee, Kentucky, but continuing throughout much of the southeast, even into Tuesday, loosening its grip just a little bit, but still many states impacted by the area of Dennis as it continues to advance on off towards the north. A couple of major metropolitan areas will be impacted by Dennis, and exactly what will they feel? In the Memphis area, that heavy rain will primarily be moving in on Monday. There is that possibility of some local flooding. Major problems around Birmingham with heavy rain. That'll be occurring in the Sunday overnight period. Gusty winds, even a few isolated tornadoes. Also the possibility of some flooding. Montgomery will be feeling the effects Sunday afternoon and then continuing into Monday. Heavy rains, strong gusty winds, isolated tornadoes, flooding possible. Even in Atlanta, they were impacted by Cindy, especially just south of the city where they had some tornadoes. That's a possibility again this time. Stronger thunderstorms Sunday will continue to press on into Monday. Elsewhere across the country, in the northeast, you'll have abundant sunshine here. Great for outdoor activities, though temperatures will continue to be quite warm, boosting on up in the 80s and 90s. 91 for the Big Apple, 92 for our nation's capital, even 90 degrees in Detroit. And the heat's just not confined to the northeast, bubbling up in the midsection of the country. Later on this Sunday afternoon, 94 in St. Louis, 93 in Minneapolis, even 95 in Denver, Colorado. Promises to be a very hot day. A little bit of abatement on that heat as we track into Monday, but still very warm with 80s and 90s across the area. Cool you down to 81 by Tuesday with some of the rain from Dennis moving into St. Louis. And in the northwest, some more rain for areas like Seattle. That'll be tracking into Sunday. Even into Monday, we're going to find some of that rain falling in the northwest, but very dry and very warm across areas of central California all the way into the desert southwest with readings 111 in the Phoenix area. Now your local forecast.
Pollen data provided by the following.
Hello, I'm Lindsay Wagner. If you're frustrated by the quality of your sleep or because you have morning back pain, please give us a call right now. It won't cost you a thing except a minute of your time. We'll immediately send you this free video and brochure with all the details about this amazing bed. including complete descriptions of all our bed models, prices, and options. You'll have all the information you need to make a decision that can truly make a difference in your sleep.
It's been amazing the difference that the Sleep Number bed has made with my sleep personally. I have not woken up with back pain at all, not once since we've gotten it.
I switched from an innerspring mattress to a Sleep Number bed, and now I sleep better than ever.
It's the only bed I know of that's clinically proven to improve your sleep quality and relieve back pain. And it also costs about the same as a traditional innerspring mattress, yet it lasts twice as long. Now, like most of us, before I got my Sleep Number bed, I used to toss and turn during the night. I'd wake up, roll over, find a comfortable position, and then go back to sleep. But on a Sleep Number bed, I actually sleep all the way through the night. And I didn't realize I wasn't getting a good night's sleep until I experienced one on a Sleep Number bed. I also noticed that I have more stamina during the day, and I know it's because I'm getting a more recuperative sleep. So why don't you call us right now and see if it isn't true for you as well.
Call for your free information kit. Sleep Number beds are easy to own, coming in all standard sizes with queen-size mattresses starting as low as $20 a month. Learn about our 20-year limited warranty and risk-free 30-night in-home trial. Call 1-800-609-7800. On a Sleep Number bed by Select Comfort, you can fall asleep faster, sleep more soundly, and wake up more refreshed. Call 1-800-609-7800. We'll rush you this free video, brochure, and price list. That's 1-800-609-7800. The Sleep Number bed is the key to a perfect night's sleep. Call now.
Hurricane Dennis sets its sights on the Gulf Coast. How will it affect your weekend plans? We're tracking the storm with live reports from the field.
Once those winds hit sustained 50 miles an hour, that's it. Bridges get closed down. Nobody gets to cross.
And in-depth expert analysis throughout the night. Plus, find travel delays, see projected paths, continually updated maps, and additional on-location footage at weather.com. Dennis coverage continues right here on the Weather Channel. So stay tuned as we keep you ahead of the storm.
Can I get life insurance at my age, in my health?
I'd like to leave my loved ones with a little something when I'm gone, but I'm afraid I'm too old to get life insurance.
If you're like these nice folks and thought life insurance was impossible to get or impossible to afford, I've got good news. Physicians Life Insurance Company offers a variety of life insurance policies designed to help your family with the expenses they'll face. Just call this number to get free information with all the details. Whether you're looking for whole life or term coverage, you'll find an insurance policy that fits your needs and your budget. It's exactly the kind of security you'd expect from Physicians Life Insurance Company, a leader in providing solid life insurance you can depend on. I'm proud to be their paid spokesman. This is one phone call your loved ones will be thankful for later, so call now.
To get your free information kit directly by mail, call toll-free 1-800-209-5170. That's 1-800-209-5170.
Stay tuned. Hurricane Dennis coverage continues. Right now, here's your local on the 8s.
We are in storm alert mode here at the Weather Channel because of Hurricane Dennis, a very powerful hurricane continuing in the central Gulf of Mexico and has eyes on the northern Gulf.
Indeed, it was a Category 1 hurricane earlier today, but during the afternoon it strengthened and now a Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. The scale goes from 1 to 5, 5 being the worst and 4 being dangerous. Here's the latest satellite picture. What we're looking for here is, number one, the motion. And if you follow the eye, which is this point right here, that's the eye, it's been moving toward the northwest consistently 13, 14, 15 miles per hour, right now at 14 miles per hour. What else do we see from the satellite picture? Well, we see squalls. The colors indicate the higher cloud tops. And notice the darker colors are the pinks right around the center. So very intense thunderstorms right around convection, right here around the center. Very well-defined eye. That's a problem. We wish we could say it's going to weaken before it gets to the coast. Right now, we don't have any, we don't think that's going to happen. So if you live up here in the Gulf Coast, continue to watch this thing, rush to completion what you've been planning, because there are hurricane warnings in effect, and those will continue until it makes landfall sometime later on Sunday into the late afternoon, into the early evening hours. You can see here where the hurricane warnings are in effect from the Pearl River on toward the east. In the meantime, we have seen some gusty winds here. Most of the winds, though, the strongest winds are in this purple area. Believe it or not, the eye is about 10 miles wide, and then 40 miles either side of that is where the strongest hurricane force winds are. So that's about a 90 mile band, and that's going to be where the worst weather is. But to the west and to the east, over 220, actually 230 miles east of that, we have tropical storm force winds. And you can see some of the gusts here. Tampa, 15 miles per hour. The buoys here, the little symbol here indicates buoys, and you can see this one just to the west of Tampa, about 45 mile per hour. And Key West, what a day it has been there. Squally, rainy, gusty winds. Things will slowly improve as we head through the day on Sunday. By the way, if we're looking from Tampa, almost, not quite due west, but almost due west, about 185 miles is where the center of the hurricane is. Or if we come up here to Mobile and look to the southeast, we're about 250 miles from Mobile. But the center, the eye, is a point, and the hurricane is not a point. It's an area, as we just talked about. Here's the latest. If you're plotting at home, 2 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, we're getting 2 hourly updates on the position. 27.2 north, 85.8 degrees west. That's about 210 miles to the south of Panama City. Panama City located in this area, almost due south of there. Pressure, 937 millibars. You might say, who cares about the pressure? Well, the pressure gives us meteorologists a chance to track if it's increasing or decreasing in strength. The lower the pressure, the stronger the hurricane gets. And this afternoon, earlier in the morning on Saturday, the pressure was up to the 960s, 967, I believe. And then it's just dropped and dropped and dropped. Fortunately, now it's not dropping nearly as fast as it did late on or during the afternoon on Saturday. Here's the radar. And again, looking from Tampa to the west, here's the eye. You can see the eye right there. A lot of squalls. Look at all this mess. The greens, the yellows, heavy, heavy rain coming in. And there have been the chance for some tornadoes. Fortunately, though, in the southern part of Florida, tornado watches aren't in effect. The strongest bands east of you, Miami, and also west between you and Naples. We head farther on toward the north, and the Doppler radar shows still squalls coming into Tampa. Another one from Sarasota southward, and they will be spinning northward. Orlando, the Space Coast, just a messy night out there. And then more as we head farther on toward the north from Pensacola, stretching west into southern Alabama, into southern Georgia. These will continue as we head through the evening hours. Actually, it is evening. Early on Sunday, in through the day on Sunday, and then into Sunday night. And as we look at the timeline here, you can see continuing to push toward the coast late tonight or late on Sunday afternoon and into the evening hours is when we expect the worst to happen. You can see Saturday night into Sunday morning and then Sunday evening, really poor conditions.
We'll keep you updated on Hurricane Dennis. Now you're local on the 8s.
This was the Handyman Special. It only took me 4 months to design and renovate the whole thing. So what do you think?
Mommy, you're late for dinner.
Coming, Mom!
With Punch home design software,
just about anyone can tackle home design and landscaping projects like a pro. It's the #1 home design software in the world.
We've always wanted a sunroom and an outside deck.
And agreeing on our plan before bidding out to contractors, we saved 30%.
And it was completed in half the time. Thanks, Punch.
Watch how it works. Sketch your design, and Punch instantly creates a 3-dimensional drawing. Add windows, doors, even furniture. Then take a virtual tour. You can even scan or import a picture. Add landscaping, and watch it grow from any angle. Punch Home Design comes with materials estimating and cost calculators. Plus, our award-winning photorealism lets you visualize and print your project in 2D and 3D views.
I'm a professional builder, and I use Punch software for all my projects. Customers see their dreams. My architects save time.
Call now and try Punch Professional Home Design Platinum Edition risk-free for only $9.95 shipping and handling. When you call, you'll get the Materials Workshop free, a $50 value that lets you import or create patterns or textures, even your own faux finishes. Plus, you'll also get this free book of professional floor plans.
Well, when I designed my kitchen, I was going for a more modern look.
Call 1-800-684-9305 or log on to 28.punchsoftwaretv.com to get your free trial of the new Punch Professional Home Design Platinum Edition. Try it risk-free for 30 days. If you're not satisfied, return it, but keep the book and coupons as our gift. Call or log on now.
Hurricane Dennis sets its sights on the Gulf Coast. We're tracking the storm with live reports from the field and in-depth expert analysis throughout the night. Dennis coverage continues right here on the Weather Channel, so stay tuned as we keep you ahead of the storm.
The Weather Channel is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable forecasts from the Weather Channel through this radio station.
Stay tuned. Hurricane Dennis coverage continues. Right now, here's your local on the 8s. Hurricane Dennis coverage continues right here on the Weather Channel.
We're in a storm alert mode here at the Weather Channel because of Hurricane Dennis as it continues to make an impact on, well, which eventually will be the area of Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi with damaging winds, a strong surge of the ocean pouring on in, as well as very heavy rainfall. It will take an impact that will take several days as it moves into the southeast United States. We'll keep you updated as we go on through the morning hours of this Sunday, right on through the landfall and thereafter. I'm meteorologist Dennis Smith as we focus in on some of the areas impacted by Dennis already, including around the Tampa area. Not a direct hit, but they did find some squalls of rain and some gusty winds and even some high surf. In fact, WFTS reporter John Thompson interviewed some of the surfers and lifeguards in the area.
Clearwater Beach, not as crowded as usual, but not as bad a day as one might expect.
And there's not many waves in the Gulf of Mexico, so just moved here about 8 months ago, and they have to take advantage of the waves when they come, which isn't very often.
That's right, surf's up higher than usual, so catch a wave because this is not the norm.
Makes for an interesting weekend for us. It's supposed to be even better tomorrow. So?
You're gonna be back tomorrow?
Absolutely. Wouldn't you?
And because this isn't normal, lifeguards are asking everyone coming out to be aware and be safe.
What's called a longshore current. That means a current's running parallel to the shore. You just want to make sure you stay away from the pier and, objects like that.
All right, that report again from John Thomas has a lot of rip currents, a lot of very heavy surf in areas surrounding with Dennis. In fact, we've been tracking Dennis for days. About 5 days ago, it was just a tropical depression west of the Lesser Antilles, moved across areas, became a tropical storm, moved across areas just around Jamaica as a hurricane, made 2 landfalls across Cuba, one Thursday and then one Friday afternoon. Right before it did, packing winds of 150 miles an hour, now located in the central Gulf of Mexico, and will continue to plow north and west at about 14 miles an hour. Here's a satellite perspective that shows how the bands of convection continue to wrap around, meaning heavy thunderstorms, squalls that contain some damaging winds, very heavy rainfall in short order, where you could find several inches of rain in just an hour or so. Some of those have already penetrated the southeast United States, the latest on the coastal areas of Florida Panhandle, also moving on through the Keys. They have been battered for several hours, if not the last 24 hours across that area. Winds will be a big factor with Hurricane Dennis, but kind of the good news, bad news is, the bad news is the winds are on up to about 135 miles an hour. The good news, if there is any, is that doesn't extend out very far. In fact, it looks like the hurricane force winds only extend out 40 miles away from the center. So there's a swath of about 90 miles here that will experience hurricane force winds. Very devastating problems coming up as it continues to make its way onto land later on this afternoon. But the tropical storm force winds extend out something like 230 miles from the center of the storm. With that in mind, hurricane warnings already posted for areas of the northern Gulf of Mexico. That includes anywhere from near Pearl River, Mississippi, extending on over to the Big Bend area of Florida. And with that, we'll continue to monitor very closely for the increase of some of that surf, as well as an increase in the winds and squalls coming through the area that could pack some hurricane force winds within the next 12 to 18 hours. As we look at the radars associated with all this, what a mess going on. The heaviest rains in the hues of yellow and orange, and once again you can see that penetrating into southern Alabama and Georgia. The red rectangle area represents a tornado watch in effect. That will continue through the morning hours of this Sunday. Once again, we'll talk about how the rains are the heaviest in that band of yellow and orange in southern Alabama, southern Georgia, even some of that penetrating through the Big Bend area of Florida, and then heavy rain squalls continue anywhere from Orlando down to Palm Bay, and once again brushing all the way back down into the Keys. We'll also be talking about the impact of this storm all the way back into areas along the west coast of Florida with tropical storm force winds, and all the way back even into the Delta area of Louisiana. The impact or the swath as we go into the next 24 hours will continue to focus in on the northern Gulf of Mexico, anywhere from let's call it the northwest Florida Panhandle back into Alabama and Mississippi. Its approximate timing of landfall will be late on this Sunday afternoon or early evening. Not exactly detailed because of a fluctuation in the forward speed, but we do know it's going to pack quite a wallop across that area, and the devastation will continue to move on in with the storm. Down power lines, down trees will be the impact. It looks like for the balance of Saturday night into Sunday morning, we can expect the waves and winds to increase, conditions to deteriorate, eventually making landfall by Sunday afternoon and evening. And again, the key that we want to drive home with this particular storm is it's going to be a very powerful storm, very strong, moving in late in the afternoon and evening, and the impact will be severe, not only on the coast, but inland with down power lines, very heavy rainfall, and that will continue into Monday.